Welcome back to Desynced. My name is Nilaus, and damn, I have a lot of things I want to show in this game. I just started to take notes on what I wanted to go through in this episode, and there are just so many cool things that I have discovered or halfway discovered, and I want to explore more. So I hope you're as interested in this game as I am. I really enjoy this game. It's one of those games that I honestly haven't since Factorio been thinking about a game so much when I'm not playing it, and that is just an absolute testament to how awesome this is. And it's only in alpha. The whole idea of programs, and then you have a problem and you just know that there is a way to solve it, is super amazing. So I hope you want to be joining me on this journey. So thank you very much, all of you, for the likes, shares, subscriptions, and also the amazing support from the developers in sort of answering questions and let's say, rigorous head shaking at my making power poles all over the world. I do think that the one thing that I would say is that the resources are way too scarce. I just keep, like, every time I spend time in this game, I just end up just going back and forth on how to oh, what the hell's going on just setting up the next mining, setting up the next location. And it's just too many things. So what I want to do today is I want to show my automatic foundation layer. I want to show how to do a better distributor through this part. I want to talk a bit about the Blight, maybe. And then I want to show how I optimized, not fully optimized, but just made it a little bit better in terms of the mining setup. And there are definitely some improvements, and I know how to do it. Well, I know what I want to do. I'm not sure I know how to do it, but that's where luckily I have really cool people in the community, particularly Everlist, helping with programs and stuff, and making it way more complicated than I can keep up with. Anyway, we also did this one last time, and I didn't get it. I think that the idea was, I know that people were saying, like, get some request some of these cubes. So let's get 20 cubes in here and see what happens. Don't know. I don't know if I need this one as well, but I think these might be like progress bars or something. So let's get some cubes in. We have lots of cubes here for now. Is this one really 0? It's 0, really. Why are they're not coming in? That's odd. Like, there's so many things that are just odd here sometimes. Like, why not? Why is stuff not coming from this location being brought from here into here? I don't know. Is it because it's requesting the visual, and that one's, oh, I think it's because it doesn't know how to do there. I think that'll work then. Yes, it works. So infinite doesn't work. I have to set 80, and this one's also set to 80. That's why. Okay, well, luckily this one was full. What about you? We are electrified. Or energized plate is our problem, and energized plate is a problem because of these reinforced plates. Let's see if we got anything in here. Oh, look at that. It's converting stuff. Oh, look at that. We got a laser mining tool. That was cheap. That is twice as fast. Ooh, that's cool. So we spent 20 on this. We have a little bit left in the bar. So what if we request 20 more and see what happens? So I apparently used some of these. You use them to fill up this progress bar, and that progress bar is then used to convert stuff, I guess. Let's see. Now we don't have anything to convert, but we have a super laser, which is nice. I definitely want better lasers, except that means we just run out of resources twice as fast. Well, that's the way it is. Okay, so I think we found out there's also something about you can get is it a worker? If we have a worker, we should be able to say, like, get a worker in here, and that should be upgraded to a scout. As there was someone who was saying that as well. So let's see if we have a normal worker. Oh, this is not easy. That's a worker. Can I just get you here? And we'll just disable that, and then we'll try to get you over here. It also has this garage, whatever that means. So can I just get you in here? Oh yeah, it did go in here. Cool. So let's see if that changes. Oh, there we go. Something reserved by the simulator. Something is happening. And then that's the conversion. I guess that converts it into, I think it's going to be converted into a scout. So how many? We put 40 in so far. And we've got a laser drill, and then we are getting this one as well. And then see how much is left once of the blue bar here. So we get a sort of an idea about how expensive it is, because these These blobs here, they are expensive. That's kind of my most expensive item right now. Even though I have a lot of them, then it is kind of expensive. So let's see what we get here. And ta-da! I got a scout. Yeah. Sweet. So we have a scout. Scout is distinctly better. It has more storage. It's faster. And oh, here's an interesting thing. You might want to take the stuff out because you lose the stuff it had in there. And we still have quite a lot of this in here. So let's see if we can just throw in some more. Where are the miners? I know we're crafting. There's the miners. Let's put those in here. These two. And see if we can convert those as well. And, well, the idea now is I'm not going to put that on a miner. We're going to take something else. Okay, cool. So that means we found out about this. And I guess that what we need to do is then figure out... Let's see. How much is this one? There. Okay, it doesn't actually cost very much. So I'd say like 2, 3, 4-ish. Not much, actually. So we could, and probably should, convert all of our miners from here. So we never use the miners, but we use the laser mining tool. Awesome. So we know how the risk simulator work. If you find other recipes, you're very welcome to let me know in the comment section below, to just so we get an idea about what other things we can make with this. I think though that I am going to need to build a little storage for this specifically. There. Yeah. So this one will have a home in this location. Yeah, it doesn't work until it's actually done. Right. So that was one thing that we did. Then let's look at an automatic distributor, because up here. This is how we build it, and what we do is we take these and we shuffle them in here, and then we daisy chain them along, and it kind of, you can, yeah. Let's find one that's actually active. I think this one is again the problem here. That it has to be set to 80, and then it'll actually request stuff. Yep. That's interesting how I made this mistake several times. There. Okay, so they are requesting. Are you requesting? You are also set to 80. You should also be set to 80 here. Yep. And then this one's probably going to have the same problem as well. Here. There we go. Right, so as this one gets requested, we are seeing the production here. It continues. That's good. Oh, that's a slow. No, that wasn't a slow one. That goes in here. Every time we have this, it flows in. How many of these are actually working? A few. One there, one there. It's definitely not keeping up with all of it. So it's kind of wasteful to have all of this here if you can't keep it up. And why can't we keep it up? We should be able to keep it up, right? We have silica right here. Why is that not so throwing it in here? That's annoying. Annoying, I'd say. Yeah. And I think it's because this one is actually using 10, the other one. So it has a problem. The stuff going in here is now reserved, but I don't know what it's reserved for. But it never goes into the next one. Or maybe it does and it just pushes all the way in. It definitely has some massive issues with these things. Like this one has enough silica and this one has enough crystal, but they don't have enough of anything, all of them. So only when, yeah, it's a little bit of a mess. I don't even know why things are sometimes working and sometimes not working. Like this one just makes absolutely no sense for me. It's definitely a problem. That's definitely the conclusion. So what I have found out is down here we made a little test. Let's have a look. And this one is a test. So I have one storage location of raw materials and I have one processing. And what I want to do is, let's get all of these shuffled back here. There. All of these have set home to this location. Actually, I don't want to do that right now. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to put it out here. So what I would previously do is set the home register here and then sort of cascade them over or daisy chain them and then going here. And that's what we just saw. It has like massive issues with that. And I don't really understand why it has those issues. And I do suspect it's a bug or it's a really unfortunate implementation of how things get reserved inside buildings that prevent daisy chain. But I mean, developers are on top of that, I'm sure. It's also kind of obvious that daisy chaining is not how it's intended to do. But anyway, what is intended is that we have an option here, and I think this is better. You can do a command here that says loop entities in range, and that's good. So we loop entities in range, and we take the output of the loop that basically just iterates through all the stuff in range 1, and then I auto transfer to the target of the item that I highlighted over here in my visual, which is 1. So I just shovel 1 into each. However, there's one more thing that is just a little check, an error handling or edge case handling. That would be, oh, there's one about unit type. Here's the unit type. We'll put that in here, and then basically say if it is a, yeah, don't do that. If it's a building, oops, if it's a building, then you transfer. And this is also the A. So basically we loop on the entities. If the entity is a building, then we do that, because it could be a bot standing next to it, and I don't want to throw random items into a bot. That makes no sense. So it iterates through, and then it waits a bit. It only waits a bit here because I want to show how it works. So here we go. We have 0, 0, 0 in here, and if we turn it on, fingers crossed, whoop, 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 we got 1 in each, and it just shuffles nicely, and then it breaks, and then it shuffles out again. Funny how this, oh, there we go. That was here. And you can see it works. And if we take out the waiting part and just let it loop, then this is as the fastest transfer we can do. We can also just change this to say, what about if we take like 4 at a time? And we can then transfer things back again. They have the inserter say transfer 0, 0, 0, and we tried taking 4 at a time and see how that works. There. So they can shovel as much as they want for each one, and I think that the actual shoveling things, there must be like an inserter speed. So the higher the number you have here, the better, or the higher capacity it will have, because it throws things over in 10 chunks each time. But it'll also be less balanced. But I also think that if it can't show something over, it'll start from the next one. Let's have a look. Yes, it does start from the next one. So it knows where it is in the program even when it stops. And you can see here it shovels them over much faster. There we go. So that is basically the new way of doing it. And what I have done is I have made it here. So now this, because this is the one that, I don't know, hurts the most, I would say. And you can see here we have this one set. It's using, instead I'm using the signal here. And they're just throwing it over. It's not able to keep up enough in here. This one is again weird. Why did I do that? Huh. This one should be coming in. So that's a pretty good way of doing it. Now we have the issue in the sense that I can't get enough in here, right? It's I'm not able to get enough metal ore to support this, which is like one of the other big problems that I really want to deal with in this episode today. And a lot of the things we're doing is mainly on the showcasing. Oh, by the way, we should be working on new science as well, because would like to get this power transmitter and figure out how that works. We'd like to get the wind turbine, which is, I mean, it's just power. It's not super exciting. So maybe we'll get all these cool buildings and also get the refined, because if we get the refined, then we can get onto the next tier. And that's some really cool things here, like massive storage and a 3-range inserter and a giant storage block. And what is this? A shared storage. Don't know what that is. That's more of a, yeah, I don't know how that works. If I don't figure that out, if they have that, then by all means. How much this requires 10 of those. Do I have 10 of those? Because yeah, I do have it. So we could actually just focus on this research instead. Nah, we'll go by sequencing here, and that will now be requesting all the stuff inbound, and that is pretty good. What we don't have though is the mining setup. So now we got some mining set up here. Let's take a look at my core of the mining setup. It revolves around a number of different buildings or workers. They're all using twin bots because they have nice capacity. So I'm going to take a twin bot here. This is going to be a storage twin bot. Let's build one of those. It's going to take a little bit of time to build that storage twin bot. We also have a hauler twin bot and a miner twin bot. So basically, oh, this miner twin bot needs to be optimized or needs to be changed, doesn't it? That miner twin bot is, let's see. Where are you, miner twin bot? Oh, there's the miner twin bot. We'll edit this there, and we will change that into the new and amazing miner we have here, the super fast miner. There we go. That looks good. Anything else we want? We don't need a behavior on this one, and we don't need, we could do a virus protection. Oh yeah, I am mortally afraid of virus protection. So then we just end the edit, and then we can also use that. Oh, it's nighttime. The resimulator, and we can now take all of this up here. So they will be thrown in. Oh, that's so weird. I want a, that's not a behavior, that's this one. I'll throw this in here. And then I want to get this, get this. There you go. So they can throw them over at this location easily. And that will be just continuously working on us. I don't know, maybe I should just do that, so that whenever they build here, they'll throw it into the resimulator, because the resimulator, what I want to do is really only this part. Actually, I do want to have one of these reserved. Yeah. And I'm just kind of wondering if I should have like a behavior controller as well. Yeah, I probably should have a behavior controller at this point. There we go. Let's get a behavior controller, because then we can do a continuous request of, there we go, that's the behavior controller. And we will load a, that's definitely not what I want. Like, this is where I think that it really comes into its effect. Requester, I'll just take the requester in here, because that's pretty simple. This one will request item P1, and it will wait 5 seconds and then go back on. Okay, cool. So we just need a P1 here. That item P1 will be 20 of these. And we start it. Great. And this can be unfixed, and this one can be fixed. Great. And oh no. Yeah. I knew that was gonna happen. I just forgot it. And these. There you go. Now it's locked to only those, and that means we can't accidentally transfer anything else over here. There you go. And that's being converted. Okay, so now this one is completely done, and we have this going into our miner potentially. This is still waiting. Energized plate is the bane of our existence, because we are using all of it here, and we're using all of it here as well. I really want to make sure that I don't spend all of the stuff here. Like, I'm just not liking the fact that we're using all of the stuff here and not getting any of our resource base. Anyway, I am going to have to wait until this one is done, and then we'll come back to that. All right, so we now have a twin bot storage. This is what we are going to use. This is a small storage because we unlocked that. It has a little power field, and it also has a behavior controller, and it then has a radar. The radar we're not going to use right now. What we want to do is we want to go down here where we have a location. I'm going to put it within the area, and it'll just be close to this location. So we find somewhere else where we've run out of the chunks or the crystals. There's always like a million places where we run out of crystals. Here we go. And we'll just take 4 of them, or maybe 5. Okay, so we go 5 of these, and they are all coming down to this location. Yeah, this is... Then we can go to this location, and then unfortunately we can't choose a world object like this. Oh, we can. Cool. Oh, what are we under attack by? Oh shit, you're not supposed to go there. No, 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 no. I don't know where you're supposed. How did you go down there? No, it's dead. It's dead. Run faster. No, my precious build. No. Why? That was my most precious thing. It lasted forever. Ah. It was so good. How did it go down there? Oh, I think I set it around here to scan, to pick up stuff, and then it kind of went out and out and out and out and out, and I think it went down there. Damn. Well, that kind of sucks. Explorables. Well, we're gonna do a little explorable here. Did we also get out? No, we don't even have these ones that are now close to our base. And you can see this one is, oh, they still have a little bit left, not much, and then we'll have to get to the next one. View console, and we have one of these. And we miss one of those. Don't think we should be using this one for that. Let's move it up here. All right, and what we wanted to do down at this location. Okay, that's perfect. So we also have the hauler here. This one will now be, they've set their home location to the hauler bot. This one is then have to be two things. It says the storage, so it links to this one, and then it says the pickup location to that one. And then the drop-off locations are the same. This makes it a lot easier. What I want to do later on, and I haven't really figured it out, but I'm sure that we can figure it out, is I want to scan for nearest minor things, and I know that that exists. Scan here, whoops, radar, scan for, not that, information. There should be mineable resource. Mineable or resource? I will go with the resource, I think. So what does that give us? Which one is that? Okay, yeah. So it will just scan, and then it'll find the closest one. Then I suppose, and I don't know why I'm doing this now. Move unit within range. If it finds something, then move unit within range. Result will be a variable. I will put it into this variable. Target. Move. Within a range. What range? Shouldn't there be an extra argument that says what the range should be? I don't know. That's actually weird to me. Mining storage. Yeah, within range. Where is the argument about? Maybe because this context value is, don't know. Let's get that. Output parameter cannot be set. What? There. Then we can see what parameter it actually sets when it starts. There, and it says 0. So that means it also goes to range 0. I don't know why that's the case. So we'd actually need to set it to, I don't know. Somehow we need to set, because I don't want to be range 0. I want it to be range closer. But now it's just scanning and keeping close. And once this one disappears, it'll probably find something else, and it'll just sort of move along. What I then also need to do is make a long chain of other just power poles that sort of connect to the main network, if we want to do that. So that's kind of a cool thing. Oh, there we go. And the hauler bot, whenever it gets something, it will go back here. This one can store 2 miner bots full. You are mining. Yes, they are not upgraded miners yet because we haven't had the capacity or time or resources or anything like that. This one will kind of negate all of my excessive expansion, which I know is a thing, but I do like my excessive expansion. I like the fact that this is my area and it's under my control. Let's see what we get. We get just a little bit of useless stuff. Oh, actually not super useless, but something. And now we don't have our scanning bot. One more thing that I wanted to show for sure. I know it's just jumping a little bit everywhere. Oh, hold on. Why are we not getting anything in here? Why are we not getting your cubes? Why you no cube? Because this is not part of the network. Instantly we get these things. Yep. Oops. Just have to be part of the network as well. And what about here? This is full of glorious things. So we can do... This one is still not really getting anywhere. And... Where are you? You're here. And this is our trash thing. Okay, and another thing that we've also built, and I think that makes a lot of sense, is that right here, we talked about the hauler bot. This is the new hauler bot we have. It comes in here, and then it outputs at this location and this location. And these are just cascading onwards The first one is not sent into logistic network, but the other ones are in the logistic network. That means you put it in here, and then if you have a bigger supply than you have a demand, then this one fills up. If you have a bigger demand than supply, then you can see it empty. So this one's empty. I suppose if you want to make it a little more advanced, we could make some kind of warning that if this is empty, then throw a notification, but we don't ever really notice the notification, so it doesn't really matter much what we do with notifications. Oh, these ones are running out. That's another interesting problem. So lots of things are needing to be done. We found out what this works. The other thing, okay, let's take a step back. Let me explain just how the mining works now, because it works pretty well. We have miner bots. They are no logic to it. They are just have a context filter of whatever they want to mine, and then they have the home to the storage. The storage has the logic scanning for nearest resource and moving to that resource. I would love it to be moving a little bit further away, but I don't know how that can be done. So that's that. Because what I need to know that it's this location, but I need the value to be different. I have no idea. And this one will then extend the network. What we then also have is a hauler bot that goes from this location, also homed at this location, so it can see when it's idle, it's idling here. Whenever there's something to be hauled, then it picks it up and goes back home to the centralized storage location, drops it off, which will make it available to the internal logistics network, which means I no longer have to sort of bring it into each of these different locations, but I'll bring it into a central location, and then I have all my small bots only circulating in this one. I would say that's in a factorial context, those are the logistics bots, so they don't have to transport very much. They don't have to go all the way out to the extreme mining locations and bring stuff back. They're only operating inside the base. That means shorter travel distances and a total of fewer needed. Here we come, another hauler bot coming back, and it'll be coming in and dropping off there. And then you can see it just cascades in. Some of them unload first here, second there. Some of them unload first here, second there. There you go here, and there's another one there. And it just fills up. They all try to unload at both locations whenever they can. Here's another one coming in, so we can see that mining metal ore is currently just fine, but mining chunks is not fine, and that's because, well, our chunks is all the way up here, like it's crazy far away, and that means we need more of these storage bots in order to get there, but we can't really get that because we're missing some chunks, and the chunks are the ones we are hunting for. So I do think we have another one up here for more chunks. We can take these two locations and we can simply get them up to this location. What about you? Shouldn't it? Oh, you're a hauler. Oh wow, then we need more miners. That's another problem. And yeah, we can then just figure out where we have additional miners that we want to reschedule. Yeah, look at these. Oh, they have like tons of stuff. And this scout. Oh, this is interesting. See, this, you kind of have to keep up, and this is why I don't really like this idea of having a static build like this, because you kind of have to always, every time they change, you move them to these locations, and I don't really like that. Okay, can I get you out? And I can get you out. Yeah, these two. They will now be going up and helping up here and getting a new location, world object, that one. Sweet. So we have a little bit more of this, but then we have to already now start looking at the next and the next and the next. This one is working, but it's of course being a bit slow. If we get faster miners, it'll be a little better, but now we'll also run out of things. Last thing I want to touch on today is about the Blight thing, because I do have a Blight bot. Once we look at the tech here, because we can't really get a lot, what we need is, in order to unlock the Blight tech, we need to get 20 Blight extraction. Blight extraction is created by a Blight extractor. The Blight extractor is we can't really see the Blight extractor, but it is made in, I think it's made in one of these. No, Blight extractor, but it requires some of these resources. Crystal powder, which is, the crystal powder is made in a refinery. So tech wise, you can't get this Blight research unless you have a refinery, and you only can make the refinery once you've unlocked this part and have a refinery and crystal powder. And then you can unlock the blight extractor. Once you have a blight extractor, we build it on a location. Then we have a few things. We build the blight extractor, and then blight is needed in a different kind of storage container. It is a gas, so we store this. You can see over here, there's one storage for the actual blight. This has one storage, one gas. This one is a blight container small, has 3 gas, and an internal one has 1 gas. Each of them can store 100. And what we then do is we move it over inside the blight area and just park it here. We also have blight crystals in here, and we can actually take those. This miner isn't really doing much, so we'll take that out. If only we had like extra miners. But we now see this one. Oh, I don't want to have that as logged in. So as long as it's just parked in here, we should see that this is working. And then we just accumulate slowly a little bit of blight. And, well, we just stand in here. We can move in the blight a bit, but not a lot, actually. And that's a kind of a problem. What we want to do is we want to steal a miner, because I'll just steal this miner. Yeah, I'll steal you. That one. Actually, didn't we get a new scout that we still have roaming up here? Yeah, let's volunteer the scout to be our new blight miner. We don't need a blight protection or anything like that, so we don't need any kind of logic. We just need to get it over here. And that is the blight miner. That doesn't do anything. So you can see it can't really do much when you can't move in here. That's something we need to research later on. Oh no, I have one more thing I didn't realize. It didn't show. Okay, remind me before we end the episode. I have one more cool thing that I want to show, and I promised you in the beginning, so let's make sure that I actually get it. Let's see. I am also going to make sure that we get a little bit more out here, and otherwise we will have be in trouble here. Alright, so this will obviously be using way too much of its resources out here, but if we go here and then switch this to blight crystal, then it will actually scan nearby and move there. Even though I can't move myself, I can't move in here, but if I do this, then it will sort of inch way closer, and once it's done, I will just need to get it into a storage location. We'll put that storage location here, maybe? Sure. And these are getting built, and now it's out of power, right? Yeah, it needs to go back to get some power. Interesting why it... Oh, was that me clicking? Oh no, it's just so you can see here, if I click here, it won't work because its interference too high. But if I just stand it at this location and mark it, then it will find the crystals itself. That's neat. And we build that here, and then we build the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and one more, so that it is inside this area. We're mining a little bit here. It's not going to be fast, even though it's at twice as fast, but this is the only way we can get the blight crystal, and we can get blight crystals before. Blight crystals is needed for building a few of those ingredients that we looked at. Let's have a look at... science is really not very fast. Why is it not very fast? It's really strange. Oh, a little bit of a visual glitch there. None of these require any of the blight to do. The only thing that we use our blight for is the virus protection. It actually needs 5 blight protection things. So as we get this, it's really important that we continue to get this, so we can have virus protection. Now, virus protection isn't really necessary unless you're an idiot, and therefore it is necessary for me, because I'm kind of an idiot when it comes to bumping into viruses. This is a explorable, but it's an explorable that requires blight tech, and we don't have that. So this one is running out. You're just heading home, and hopefully you can also charge as you are heading home here. Oh, this is the part where as soon as it gets like a little charge, it actually just goes out immediately. There we go. Just get a full charge, and then go to this location. Try to see if we can find some of that. There we go. And then it starts mining again. These chunks look really big, but they're actually not that big, and this is at least a little bit of babysitting, but this is a really super rare resource that we're getting. So let's keep that. This one's just working. And then let's look at how do we then get, once you get the 20 of these tech, you unlock the Blight tech. That's awesome. And then we can get all these cool things. Blight plasmification gets us not really anything. It gets us a Blight plasma. Then we have Blight visibility. It means we can actually see in there. That's nice. But we need these Blight research. And here's the problem. This is produced by a data analyzer. The data analyzer, you don't get that until the very end of the advanced tech. So you need to unlock all of this. Technically, you only need to unlock this part, this chain. But it is super advanced to get that. And it means it's very far away from just getting it right now. We can get a plasma cannon that 10 damage. It sounds nice. Hope we don't need that right now, but it also has 12 range. What? It's medium. Oh wow, it's nice. It also has a little bit of power usage, so it's not really something you mount on a unit to move around. A Blight shield is pretty good because it gives us allow units to enter Blight. That's gonna make it so much nicer. Allow a bot to move into Blight areas, provide a small amount of power from the Blight. That's really neat, I think. And then we have Blight power, where we have a Blight power generator. We don't know how much power it does. Generating power inside the Blight. Don't know how much, but some kind of power. So then that's the Blight tech. We also have virus tech, but we don't know how to get that yet because we haven't found all those virus. And on top of that, we also have human tech and we have alien tech, which is super cool that we have those things. And I haven't done any of this. The way to get the human tech, I think, is scanner technology. This one gets us a small intel scanner. Scan explorables internals to access the console. Can be used to gain the hacking code for enemy faction units. I think this is the one we need. And then reconstructor is something else. Right, and then as promised, the last little cool thing, what I had an issue with, and you know me and my concrete, then if I built this, what happened was that all of the logistics drones would just drop whatever they had and go out there. That's just not how it works now, because now all my logistics bots are working, and there's only one little dude here that's getting to work. Look at him. Look at him go. Look at that. Isn't that cool? And so how does this work? This is also, of course, courtesy of Everlist, showing me how this is done, and then I build it in a, I'm going to say a smarter way, but it's a lot simpler way that's just good enough. But I'm going to call it a smarter way. So basically what it has is I have a location here that says scan for any construction in range, and then store it as an A, and move the unit. Why do we move the unit to B? That makes no sense. Move the unit to A. I don't think we even need that. We shouldn't need that. Anyway, now I just probably ruined it, didn't I? Let's see if it still works. So it goes here, scan, go to next, scan, and fills it up. And then it has a little bit of a check. It drops item 1, and then it checks if the first item is a no item. If it does, then it goes back to the source, to its home depot. And what that equates to is that it comes back here and picks up whatever is available at this location. And then it goes back here to pick up items as much as it can back at this location, and then it starts over. So you can see it just goes in here and then checks if the first item is not this one, it's the first item along, so it goes all the way up here. So if we end up in a position where we actually don't have enough, then it will go back. If we just keep scanning this, oops, let's just keep you here, it'll scan and then just continue to work on it. I think that's really neat, because that means I can, what was really holding me back from just paving the entire world was the fact that every time I did, I stopped the production of my base because everyone would go there. The way it works is that I have to make sure that the logistics or the foundation plate is only here, and it's never inside the logistics network, because if it's in the logistics network, then all of the logistics drones will identify that they have a delivery from here to there. Right now they will identify that these deliveries, they can't make it because they don't have the resource in their in the logistics network. So the only one who has it is the one that is forced to go back and pick up, and then is scanning for any constructible. This also means, of course, if I do another constructible, like I build the base, this little dupe here will head on over and try to put some foundation plates on whatever else I'm building. But I don't really care about that. That's one of those things where, yeah, sure, it'll be a little derpy, and then it'll go back and it'll be fine. So don't care too much about that. But what I do care about is the fact that I don't stop my production to pave the world, and you know me, and I love paving the world, so we just need to go here. I want to see that how it works when it runs out, that it should hopefully just return home and be happy there. Oh, look at that, beautiful, lots of iron coming in, or metal coming in. Metal is definitely enough, but you can also see that we don't have enough of this part. Why? Oh, right, it's because it's already queued up for pickup. So we need to work on more chunks, and that means more miners, more locations, more everything that we need to get. Let's have a look. 7 more. This little builder, foundation builder. I love these kind of small programs, because right now that means I have solved the problem with foundations. I don't need to think about it. I can just pave foundations everywhere, and this one will take care of it. That is super amazing. And look at that, immediately it reverts home. It should then revert home and pick up all that it can. It can pick up 120, I hope, and then it can start again. There we go, picks up 120, and the other ones will now, this one will now start requesting and continue to build again, and then it will continue. I love that. This is the best part about the game, I feel, is that you make a little program and then you just solve that problem. And as the game matures and we learn more, we will have like standard programs for mining, building, smelting, distribution, foundation laying, cleanup, all these things. And this is what I really enjoy. So if you have cool programs that you want to share them in Discord. I love to see them. And I don't like the ones that are super complicated, because first of all, I don't understand it. Second of all, I can't explain it on a YouTube video like this. This is pretty easy to explain because it doesn't sort of have jumps and loops and stuff like that. It just goes like this, and I want my programs to be as simple as possible, because not so many moving things, and that means there may be some edge cases that are a little bit silly, but hey, we'll deal with those or ignore those gracefully. So thank you very much, everyone, for following along with this series. If you want any of these programs, I don't really have a way to share them right now. What I usually have, and this is like for any patrons, they can always get a save game of this. I don't know how to get save games for this, but yeah, I don't think actually save games are gonna work if you're on the demo. Damn. Well, yeah, so when the game comes out in early access, we'll definitely be sharing save games, sharing programs. Right now, it's mainly an appetizer for you to sort of get a grasp of what the game is actually like, and if you have the demo, you can build all these programs yourself. It's just the Blight tech and that kind of thing that you don't have access to. So thank you very much for watching. Until next time, take care, and as always, stay effective.